Companies spend billions of dollars every year trying to figure out how their people work. They buy leadership assessments, hire executive coaches, and pull entire teams into offsite workshops. During these sessions, the room fills with energy. People learn a great deal about themselves and their colleagues. But then the workshop ends, and the expensive 60-page reports go straight into a desk drawer. There is a massive gap between discovering your core strengths on a piece of paper on a Tuesday afternoon and actually remembering to use them 3 weeks later when a project falls behind schedule. We are left with a strange paradox in modern business. Organizations possess more psychological data about their employees than at any point in history, yet managers have absolutely no practical way to deploy it when it matters. The corporate assessment industry has spent decades perfecting the delivery of insight, but they have entirely missed the hardest part of the equation: activation. Think about the reality of modern management. If a team leader has exactly 30 minutes to prepare for a high-stakes, difficult conversation with a struggling employee, they do not have time to sift through a dense psychological profile. When time is short and pressure is high, human beings revert to their oldest habits. The behavioral data sits on a server, completely useless in the exact moment it is needed most. Genius Spark is a software platform built specifically to bridge this gap. We take static HR insights and turn them into short, personalized guidance that managers can use daily. Human Resources already has a system of record to store employee files. To actually improve ROI, companies need a system of action for human performance. Large organizations often have several different assessment frameworks operating in total isolation. Sales might use DISC, engineering uses Myers-Briggs, and leadership uses Clifton Strengths. Genius Spark is completely assessment agnostic. It operates like a Rosetta Stone, ingesting the data from all those disparate investments and translating them into a single, shared, plain English language across the entire company. On this interface, the software distills complex data into a personalized, genius paragraph of how someone works at their best, and a kryptonite paragraph showing reactions under pressure. With this breakdown, managers understand a team member's core drivers in under 30 seconds. By stripping away the dense psychological jargon and replacing it with simple, clear sentences, employees actually take ownership of their profiles. They recognize themselves in the text. There is a rule in behavioral physics that drives this entire platform. Insight informs, but feedback loops transform. A one-time corporate workshop fails for the same reason a one-time physical fitness test fails. Real change requires the continuous, daily feedback loop you get from a wearable fitness tracker like Whoop. Genius Spark applies that exact continuous feedback loop to how people work together, and it requires just 2 minutes of interaction a day. Instead of requiring an employee to log into a separate learning portal, the system delivers micro-conversations and practical coaching prompts directly into their daily flow of work. This repeated daily interaction takes the excitement of a singular workshop event and turns it into an embedded, compounding corporate habit. A traditional assessment gives a company a static snapshot of an employee on the day they took a test. Genius Spark builds a continuous, longitudinal movie of how a team behaves over time. Because the software is used daily, it generates a massive, organization-specific behavioral history. This creates a proprietary data asset that competitors cannot easily replicate. The software's AI engine then analyzes this accumulated history to deliver predictive talent tools, telling leaders where friction is likely to occur and mapping out highly accurate role fit analytics. Looking at these logos, you can see early adoption among major enterprises, proving that this data model works at the absolute highest levels of corporate scale. The longer an organization uses the platform, the more their data compounds. The AI guidance improves, adoption deepens, and the cost of switching to a competitor becomes exceptionally high. These metrics show that Genius Spark is not starting from zero. The core methodology has already powered over $550,000 in revenue and maintains a 94% enterprise retention rate. The purpose of this capital raise is to fund the critical last mile, taking this proven services-led demand and converting it entirely into a scalable software platform. This chart outlines the financial mechanics of that transition. By moving to recurring SaaS subscriptions, the model targets gross margins above 80%, distributed efficiently through a self-funding network of certified coaches. Through this regulation crowdfunding offering, investors can enter at an early stage with a $3 million pre-money valuation, well before the recurring revenue model reaches its full scale. We have spent decades generating insights about how people work. This is the opportunity to invest in the software that finally turns those insights into action.